So first, I would like to thank George Kiras and all the team of Beth Marduzzo for giving me the opportunity to participate in this fascinating project where I am learning so much, and to tell you all that this will be quick so we can have a longer break after. So Simtho, as a thesaurus, has the goal to contain a comprehensive corpus of Syriac text, both published and unpublished. The main upgrade of this version, as has already been told, is to include all the academic published Syriac text available until now. The work was done mainly using OCR to transcribe them and then correct them. There were several OCR engines used: Transcribus, Cloxin, Scriptorium, and finally Kraken, the purest one. Michael has just explained how this process works, so I will not repeat it. Also, because I joined quite later the project, when all the transcription and work regarding academic printed text was already done, I will speak mainly about the unedited text that will also be included in this new version of Simtho. These texts were manually transcribed by workers of the Simtho lab, mainly the already mentioned and famous Wilson Muriyadan, but also Talay Shabo, Muhannad Maher, and others. The first step of this process begins with a digital copy of the manuscript in question, which quality varies greatly. There are different scripts, page designs, and states of conservation of the manuscript. This means that the transcribers do their best to copy the text in the most accurate way they can, but it is important to have in mind that, nonetheless, there will be omissions and typos in the final digital text. So, once the transcriber has the digital copy of the manuscript, he transcribes it in a Word document, where he marks the change of pages, margin notes, and lacunae if there are any. Sometimes this needs a second corrector, who paginates the text in case the first transcriber did not do it, and reorders the text in case where the PDF pages are not in consecutive order. This person is also normally a member of the Meltho lab. That file is then processed mainly through regular expressions into a TXT file which formatted tags that are standardized. So, for example, it is always recto and verso, even if the transcribers put an A and B or other system of pagination of the folia. Regarding the numeration, we have tried to keep the original one, so it will be easier to find the reference. So, if the manuscript has Arabic numbers or even Syriac ones, as a rule of thumb, they are kept in the digital pagination, but that may always not be the case. There is also a light correction of the file done by random sampling of the transcription, as there are some files quite long and it would take too much time to do an in-depth revision. The resulting file does not constitute an XML or TEI file, as it may be the case in the files of Syriac corpus, for example. In this case, it has just the minimum tagging so the Simtho's readers can find the reference when they find a match in the concordance interface of the website. Once the TXT file is ready, it is uploaded to a specific folder in Beth Marduzzo's server, from where it will be further processed in order to be ready to be added to the Simtho corpus. Once the file is on the Simtho database, it can be found on the concordance. And if we click on the details here, we can see the reference of the author, work, and source, including page, verse, or folio, depending on the type of text. There are two main spreadsheets to keep the files organized during this process. One only for the unpublished text and another general one for all text. The one for the unpublished ones registers information such as the work's title, author, and period, among other things, along with key information about the source manuscript from where it has been transcribed. In case there are several manuscripts, they are noted, as you can begin to see here. The second spreadsheet is the master data one and contains more information, such as the charge denomination, the source of the text, the input method, the transcriber, among other information. A key field is the ID of the work that connects both spreadsheets and makes the file easy to identify, both in the spreadsheets and later in the Simtho interface. We try to be as consistent as possible with the naming and are working towards a list of abbreviations both for authors and works that could be used also by scholars. The unedited text added to this Simtho version are, for the moment, these few that you see on the screen. So some liturgical books, biblical commentaries, scholia, treatises, and even an autobiography. The main sources for this text that have been added to Simtho are Gorgias Press, Beth Marduzo y Beth Arke, the Department of Syriac Studies of the Syriac Orthodox Patriarchate, and various scholars and transcribers themselves that found unedited text and copied them. The Beth Arke is available in the Beth Marduzo website through the online library. As a curiosity, among the Beth Arke books that have been added to this version, many of them are liturgical ones. Oops. So we are very open to suggestions for new text that can be added to Simtho. So if you have any ideas or even better, already transcribed text you want to share, please let us know. Thank you for your collaboration.
We hope you enjoyed the Simtho tutorials. Our Meltho Lab team in the Middle East continues manually correcting OCR'd text to give you access to more accurate texts. The Meltho Lab operation is entirely supported by donations, and it provides young men and women in the Middle East with much needed employment during a time of local crisis. Our project also promotes pride in their heritage as workers contribute to promoting their own culture.